Hi, I'm Jason Swartz. I'm a co-organizer for SF Scala, and I have Alexy Khrabrov here, my other co-organizer of SF Scala and the organizer of Scale by the Bay, San Francisco. How are you doing, Alexy?
All right, it's great to be here, Jason.
Excellent. Well, it's a great night here at SF Scala, but I'd like to ask about Scale by the Bay, actually. How would you describe the conference?
So this is the yearly conference of originally SF Scala. It used to be called Scala by the Bay. But as we grew and there are multiple other aspects of software engineering and we expanded into big data and DevOps, we call it Scale by the Bay. So it's essentially about three key themes. It's functional programming, it's reactive microservices, and it's data pipelines. And the functional programming part, we also expanded, and we now call it thoughtful software engineering, because you not always have the luxury to code in functional programming languages. Or, if you're programming in Java, you may pretend or wish or think you're programming in a functional programming language, but in the end, not always. If it's JavaScript, right, that may be functional, maybe not. But you can always be thoughtful. Right, so we kind of distinguish this community as folks who've been around the block a few times. They have scars, right, and they deployed things into production in unfortunate times, and so they basically can take anything. And the hallmark of the approach is they step back and they basically ask some questions like, why are we doing this? How are we doing this? Should we be doing this? And did we do this before? And should we generalize what we were doing? And then they arrive at composable abstractions, which kind of permeate Scala and other things, like brethren of Scala, such as Haskell and others. So that's how we like to think about it, as people who really use the power of abstraction, correctness by design, type safety, to write software which works for data, which works for architecture, microservices, and basically full stack now. And now it's even power in machine learning and AI, which is dealing with very important issues. So you'd like these things to be correct. So the conference is best practices. We have 100 speakers, 100 talks from a lot of famous companies and startups kind of doing this.
That sounds great. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of lessons that more junior engineers can come and learn.
I think one of the main emphasis of this conference is learning. So we have essentially people who did a big chunk of work, learned stuff along the way, the hard way, and they come and give it to you. So if you're a junior engineer, I would really encourage you to come and take it, right? Because you can save yourself a year or two of trying, and failing, and eventually succeeding.
Oh, it sounds great. Well, can you tell me some of the specific talks you're interested in seeing this year?
So we have a lot of really interesting talks about machine learning done properly. Right, so we have a talk from Sumo Logic by David Arndziewski called Privacy Preserving Data Science in Scala. So if you have a lot of personal data, which a lot of companies do, and you worry about it not being hacked, you might first use a language like Scala, which will help you ensure that what you're writing is actually happening, what you think it is, right? So that your data is scoped and dealt with properly. But also, if people try to de-anonymize your data by hacking, you want to do it in a way that will kind of avoid this disclosure. And so David is both a data scientist and manager with years of experience and idiomatic Scala programmer, right? Which is like the really amazing people we have. We have a talk about type-safe deep learning from Johns Hopkins University, right? So we take TensorFlow and how do you work with it in Scala? I think that's kind of the question a lot of us ask when we face a blob of Python now kind of surrounding data science, right? Right? And so we hope, this is another thing. We really want to to find ways to do data science in a type-safe way. And so we have multiple examples of that. I mean, Martin Odersky is keynoting this conference for the first time at Twitter. He keynoted 2015 Big Data Scala conference.
Oh, the inventor of Scala himself.
Exactly. So Martin is coming for the first time at Twitter, and Twitter is written Scala. So we have the luxury of tweeting based on the system running on Scala with the person who invented Scala in the building.
Well, I'm definitely going to be tweeting that. That sounds great. Alexy, I'm looking forward to it. When and where is the conference again?
So it is November 15th to 17th at Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. And the day before, November 14th, we'll have a training taught by Cliff Click, the inventor of Hotspot just-in-time compiler at Capital One. And it's all on the website scale.bythebay.io. So we still have a few passes remaining. If you didn't secure a seat yet, come in and do it. We hope to see you by the bay.
That sounds great. I'll see you there. Thanks, Alexy.
Thank you, Jason.